Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
Hello, my fellow viewers. Hopefully things are going well for you guys. As for me, well, welcome to the Gamer Man's Lounge, and today's games seem to be, Okay, so with that totally said, let's go back to the past, a timeline of carts and discs. Take a look at games of the past and remember what was so great about the game. And yeah, this is the point of Video Games Classics. That's right. Welcome to Video Game Classics. Okay, setting aside the Taco Bell PTSD triggers. Alright, so, a lot of you guys know about Doom. Doom 1 has been praised as the biggest deal of a first-person shooter, and this is one of the early days first-person shooters that played a huge role, and it played a huge thing. And yeah, it spawned a huge franchise. The franchise was in limbo, and then we saw Doom 2016, and then there's Doom Eternal, which is that sequel. However, if you want to get into Doom Eternal, I suggest you go through Doom 2016 first before you jump into that. But however, we're talking about retro games of the past. Now, Doom has been basically ported to multiple consoles, even still ported to modern consoles to this day. However, with that totally said, the users and the community won't stop porting Doom because they keep porting Doom to calculators, they keep porting Doom to Game Boy Advances. No, that's not a community member, that's somebody, that's a developer. Okay, yeah. Never mind. And then, however, they managed to probably port Doom into your dreams. So you may be lucky enough to basically run into Ultimate Doom in your dreams. So you can play Ultimate Doom inside your dreams and go through how long can you play until you end up waking up. It's crazy. Imagine having a dream where you're playing the entirety of Doom in your dreams. You're falling asleep, like you're going on a camping trip. You fall asleep, you're playing Doom in your dreams. It's crazy. It's insane. But, however, Midway, which I'm suspecting was behind this, rather than port Doom to the Nintendo 64, which would be a no-brainer, which would be understandable, people will go ahead, they will stop at nothing, they will port Doom to the Nintendo 64, but in a surprising twist of events, yeah, what they totally did was basically just go with something entirely new. Just go with a huge new thing. Something that felt more like a sequel to the past two. Let's just say it took what made the best of Dooms 1 and 2 and mixed it up with what Doom 3 was trying to go for. You blend it together, and you just have an entirely new thing. Everybody looks fancier as hell. Even the demons look fancy as hell. It gets interesting from here. The level designs, the lighting, everything. Yeah, it just went crazy. Off the charts, very crazy, entirely different. And as a result, here you go, you have Doom 64. Now, with that totally said, the question being here is Doom 64 that very much interesting thing? Actually, you know what, I already did the dead giveaway. It's a very interesting game to go about it, but it's pretty much a great Doom game. As a matter of fact, like I did say, there is that balance between Dooms 1 and 2 and what Doom 3 was trying to go for. It combines it together. So, yeah, I know, spoilers. I did spoil things a bit. But, however, I want to go into details on why Doom 64 is actually a nice game. It's more than decent game. It's actually a great Doom game. But it's a game that never bothered to get a modern release until now when Night Dive Studios got a hold of it, and they managed to work with Bethesda to get a hold of the licensing to get Doom 64 brought on over to modern consoles. You could play it not only on PC, but you could play it on modern consoles. So, surprise there. So with that totally said, yeah, Doom 64. Okay, so yeah, Doom 64. I'm going to warn you up ahead, it's an entirely different game. It's a different beast. Okay, I said entirely different game. But no, seriously, Doom 64 is an entirely different beast. It's going to be familiar to you if you played Dooms 1 and 2. But Doom 64 has a much more darker, grittier tone going for it, which is kind of what I meant to pretty much say. The environments have been pretty much, especially in terms of the lighting, the level designs, and of course the overall theme, you're going for a dark, eerie, pretty much spooky atmosphere with a, rather than a rock and roll soundtrack that we've known for the Dooms 1 and 2. Now, hear me out. You're going for an ambient soundtrack that fits in more with what Doom 64 is going for. And when it comes to the ambient music in combination with what Doom 64 is going for, it is pretty much effective of reminding you, okay, you're walking yourself into an area where you're definitely going to be doomed if you're not careful. And speaking of getting your booty doomed, that's right, it is very easy to basically have the game successfully mess with you. So be on your toes and be careful. This game can play tricks on you, and this game can also get hectic. So it's going to carry over the traditional hectic stuff that's known for Dooms 1 and 2. And, oh yeah, it can get pretty much brutal. However, what I do want to also go ahead and say, and I'm going to warn you, you better start getting good at finding secrets in this game. Okay? Finding secrets in this game is going to basically make things more easier for you later. So with that totally said, you better start getting used to looking through secrets, unless you're having to jump to walkthroughs to get yourself trained and get yourself the hang of it, because boy, oh boy, the fact that I have been doing bad at finding secrets of Doom 64 came back and bit me in the ass when especially I went to the final level, when I had to fight the final boss. So yeah, I didn't know what the heck was going on, and then I realized, okay, finding secrets is going to play that key. Alright, now, already in the achievements, it says to find all 3 demon keys. If you get that find all 3 demon keys achievement already, then chances are you're gonna be getting the hang of things. So with that totally said, and things are gonna be going more your direction. Alright, so dropping in some vague hints. So with that totally said, please remember, step the fuck back and read the fucking room. I know it sounds a little harsh and exaggerative, but I have to say this. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry, but seriously, step back, read the room, and keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, start checking around from left to right before you leave the level, okay? Something you can totally remember. Now, some of you are going to have to jump to using a walkthrough because you're doing terrible at finding secrets until you get the hang of it, understandably so. It can be the way that it is. So yeah, Doom 64. Alright, now there are secret levels in Doom 64. They did manage to fit secret levels into this game. As a matter of fact, the secret levels are how you're going to be able to basically make the final boss fight easier for you. But there is that one secret level that is available at the very beginning of the game, known as Hectic. Hectic can really, and I'm not exaggerating, Hectic can really mess you up good. Alright, Hectic will basically wipe the fucking floor with your sorry ass. They dangle 3 crucial items that's definitely going to help you. But, they'll dangle them. But boy, oh boy. But they booby trap them. Unless you know a way around them, there's one item that you can't grab, which the devs are not counting. So you don't want to get that armor that's at the beginning of Hectic. So yeah, you're having to collect through all the keys, and you're having to be careful with how you're getting your beginning power-ups, because there is a way around them. But that totally said, absolutely. But however, getting a hold of those demon keys is not going to be easy if we're going to be talking about Hectic. It's crazy. So Hectic is going to be a very challenging level, but if you can pretty much make out with at least a rocket launcher and more HP, then yeah, good for you. So essentially, you basically have around 30 levels, including the secret levels, alright? But however, then you also have the interesting endgame content and endgame unlockables. I don't know if that's the Night Dive re-release or the N64 release as well. But yeah, there is some endgame stuff you could totally do. There is essentially, if you went with the Night Dive remaster, did I mention the game got remastered by Night Dive? Yeah. Now, if you're done with the main campaign for Doom 64, you can go through the Lost Missions, which is what I have been playing through, and I'm going to be planning on basically jumping into the Lost Missions again, and kind of, finally this time, finishing it, front, left, and right. So, yeah. But that totally said, I have been playing the... Now, I did play the N64 version when it released on N64. It was a rental. Alright, there was that. But then, fast forward to now, when Night Dive remastered it, I got a hold of that game, and I was basically playing through it, and I was kind of, okay, let's go ahead and do that. And apparently, because I did terrible at finding secrets at the time, that's when things come back and bite me in the ass, and I was doing it on Bring It On difficulty, and yeah, it got crazy. So with that totally said, very fond memories with Doom 64. I've been wanting to find a way to replay that game. I've been wanting to see when that game's coming back again. I've been wanting to see that, and I'm actually surprised how come Bethesda didn't bother to port it back when there was Doom 3 BFG Edition, but it is the way that it is. But however, Doom 64, it's an entirely different beast, okay? It's going to be familiar, but expect entirely new levels and expect entirely redesigned enemies. Okay, the enemies have been pretty much redesigned to look far more grittier, far more menacing, and there is a huge evolution to even consider, because holy crap, it's like everything is entirely redesigned, from the weapons to the enemies. It's crazy, and it was pretty much hell is essentially reimagined in Doom 64 to be this menacing, gritty place. And like I said, combine that with the gritty soundtrack from Left and Right, and boy oh boy, you do have a game that can get pretty much freaky, and some levels will do some tricks that will kind of throw you off, and you'll get a little bit slightly freaked out a bit. As a matter of fact, I did got jump scared a couple of times, and I was like, holy crap. And, yeah, and this game did manage to prank me, successfully prank me. Like, I got pranked hard in this game. Especially if we're going to talk about Hectic, that pranks your ass really hard. It's crazy. So with that totally said, Doom 64, it's a great game. It's a really interesting game. It felt more like Doom 3 than Doom 3. I know it sounds a little bit grand, but it had that perfect blend of what made Dooms 1 and 2 great, and it combined it with what Doom 3 tried to go for. You blend it together, and you mix it up, and there you have it. You have Doom 64, which actually, it's a very interesting thing. Now, I have seen theory crafters on YouTube basically saying how, oh, the story continues, the Doom 64 story is going to continue when it comes to Doom 2016. Oh, Doom 2016 in Eternal continues from Doom 64. I've been seeing theories about that surface, about that one. But yeah, Doom 64 is a very interesting game, but it's actually a great game. It's more than decent. If I were to say decent, I would be understating things. So I would be making an understatement, is what I meant to say. So, with that totally said, Doom 64 is a downright impressive game. I like the new graphics for Doom 64. It was just dark, grittier, atmospheric. The level designs were off the charts, especially the lighting for Doom 64. Boy, was the lighting on Doom 64 go insane for a Nintendo 64 game. And yeah, and that intro sequence for Doom 64, damn, that was pretty much crazy. So with that totally said, yeah, you're going to miss the rock and roll soundtrack, and you're going to be expecting to jump into some pretty much darker, eerie environment, and you're walking yourself into a more menacing hell compared to the previous games. That would be, I'm excluding Doom 2016 and Eternal because those two games released today. I'm talking about Doom games of the past, so with that totally said. So, with that totally said, it was pretty much ahead of its time in the franchise. And I gotta say that. Now, is Doom 64 worth a checkout? Absolutely, it is worth a checkout. It is worth a keeper. As a matter of fact, it's ported over to modern consoles. I even see the game on Switch. As a matter of fact, Nintendo Direct was how we first found out about Doom 64's modern-day re-release by Night Dive. Yeah, now I remember. It was that Nintendo Direct. And then I remember Doom Eternal got delayed, and then Doom 64 got delayed with it. And it was available as like a pre-order item when you pre-order Doom Eternal. So it is the way that it is. So with that totally said, Doom Eternal, whether you like it or hate it, but I'm not talking about Doom Eternal. I'm talking about Doom 64. Okay? Alright. We'll talk about Doom Eternal in another video. But Doom 64. It's worth checking out. It's worth your curiosity. It's worth your playing. I have played through this game the second time just now. I went for a second playthrough so I could pretty much find all the secrets and find the secret levels from left to right, get myself more powered up, get myself more prepared, beefed up to start messing people up. I wanted a round 2. Alright, because that final boss fight pranked my ass and just threw a lot of enemies at me. But if I weren't so terrible at finding secrets, that's my own damn fault, but hey. So yeah, it's a very interesting game. Now, the Night Dive re-release is not going to give you just Doom 64. It's also, alongside the Doom 64 campaign, it's also definitely going to give you some interesting levels. I will say at that. They're called fun levels, what they're called. So yeah, how it is just they're just random levels that were just out there for the sole purpose of fun. So I got an achievement for like finishing a fun level. There's that. But there's also the thing with the lost missions. That's right, the lost missions. So you have the missions that were probably didn't make the cut on Doom 64 when it released on Nintendo 64, and I got ported over there. So with that totally said, the Night Dive Remaster is pretty much an easy way of dipping into this game. And of course, as soon as you dip into this game, okay, love it or hate it, but you're not going to regret it. You're definitely not going to regret it. You're definitely going to have a good time. You're definitely going to admire what Doom 64 had going for it. And with that totally said, it's hell of worth checking out. With that said, that is all, and I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out.
This is a video product made by a fellow gamer man. We hope that you enjoy the content, and we also hope that you enjoyed the shenanigans. We'll be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out. Heyo!